And just like that, hello everyone, Spazzy here, aka Syndromes, and welcome to the live stream. Hopefully the, as the sudden change did not blow out your ears, and in order to prevent you from having to listen to my voice all the time, let me just re-enable some of that music. Some of that old-style music. So, welcome to the setup episode of our 2.0 Let's Play, basically. It wasn't the original idea, but it will have to do for now. Let me just make doubly sure that everything is fine. Yes, everything is fine. So, today we are going to kind of chill in the chat a little bit and talk about, you know, the game itself, how it's going, how 2.0 is treating you guys. I'd like to actually hear from you, considering, you know, it's been in the testing phase for quite a while now. I myself have contributed quite a bit of feedback. Some of it is, I'm glad to say that some of it is actually, you know, being taken into account, so that's always nice. And yeah, today we're going to just pass the time a little bit and create a shippy or two, or maybe one. And basically that's about it. Today is gonna be a nice lazy stream. And as you can already see, I created a creative mode save for the occasion. I am fully starting out with a completely fresh install, so no saved ships. And we'll see what's going on. So let me read the chat a little bit. Have you considered a single ship run where you only make and fly one ship till you reach Avorion level tech? Yes, I have done that before, actually. The only, you know, the main problem with a playthrough like that is that, for those of you who already know how I play Avorion, especially at the very start of the game, you probably already know that I delegate all of my material harvesting to drones. Like, I immediately automate that part of the play because, I mean, I know mining is therapeutic and all, but it doesn't really, you know, stimulate the senses, you know? And it doesn't really make for an interesting video, since I just have to cut out all of that, you know, part of the video, or just talk over it. And since, you know, compressing 1 hour of gameplay into 30 minutes of episode is not really as easy as you might think, considering I love to talk, so XD. And yeah, it's been an idea. I have done that before, I think, but right now I don't think it's a good idea, especially since one of the more interesting things about Avorion 2.0 is actually that you can actually do a lot with NPCs and captains, so removing that aspect from the Let's Play might be a little bit counterproductive. Yeah, I'm more for the individuality of each class of ship design from them bottom up, but keep color and some of the same shape. Yeah, they have done a fantastic job on 2.0. I'm actually very glad about some of the changes. The progression changes in how they do the whole, you know, building knowledge thing, and also how they limit the slots. I am not immediately certain if that's a good thing or not, but I will tell you this. it will prevent people from accidentally breaking the game for themselves. So, for example, if someone follows a playthrough or they start playing Avorion like I do, for example, they just make those mining drones and just do their own thing, so they are never wanting for material, they're never wanting for credits. It's very easy for a player to just accidentally build a massive, overpowered ship very, very early on in the game, and basically just ruin their whole experience when there's just no challenge whatsoever. And if they then choose to increase their difficulty rating, it's very easy to kind of, snap oversteer into the other side of the road, so to speak, and they will just lose that ship and just immediately kind of, yeah, it's not a very good experience. So I still think that it's a little bit... Okay, so hear me out. The problem is that for anyone who is completely new to Avorion, if they enter the game right now, these changes in progression would feel completely natural. It's just how things go. It's basically a tech tree. Many survival games have that, and many roguelikes have that, and, this is a kind of like that, and also a sandbox, which not really. And for them, this would make sense, but for people who have stuck around with Avorion since the very inception of the game, this feels like a very artificial barrier, because it is. It is an artificial barrier, but it's just that people might not like having that enforced on them. So, let me catch up a little bit. What do you think of a one mothership that can jump and some escort cruisers that can dock into it? Grew on me over time. So, one of the ideas that I currently had is the idea of a migratory fleet. So, I have this kind of main mothership that is, the biggest ship in the fleet. But at the same time, I kind of make these auxiliary ships, so we have our miners, we have our defenders, we have ships with different types of weapons. So for example, I would have a dedicated missile ship, like a dedicated torpedo ship rather. I have a dedicated repair ship, for example. I have a dedicated carrier just specifically for fighters, for example. And we kind of just make this kind of fleet, and also at some point in time, like for example, in order to kind of make the start a little bit more, well, not challenging, but a little bit more interesting, a bit more intricate, I would say that we need to make a resource depot. We need to create a station that is a resource depot, which is also going to be our mothership. So it is going to attach to our mothership, and whenever we want to advance towards the center of the galaxy, we actually need to bring it along with us. So for example, so this is one of the ideas. Let's say that we can only operate in this sector, and in order to get into this next sector, we actually have to move our base of operations there. So that would be kind of it. So, it would be kind of like that sort of challenge. So we would set up some sort of goal to actually get there, and I think that one of the easiest things to do would be to create ships that are of that specific material and nothing else. So for example, my goal to get out of the iron sectors and into neonite would be to create a big iron mothership and basically nothing else. Well, maybe iron and titanium, just to make things easier. And yeah, basically that. In order to get out of neonite, I would need to make a second mothership that is just neonite. And because neonite does not have any armor on it, then obviously it would be a shield tank. So afterwards, we get trinium. Trinium has armor, and then we have, armor, and then we also have hangar bays, and kind of like that. So by that point, we have 3 motherships. And something like that. How is these, first of all, greetings, Poison. How is the station building aspect of the game currently? Oh, well, my viewers probably don't know this because my experience with station building is really just from my kind of multiplayer escapades with Mutt and Aradoth. I did upload like one episode about that, and really it is just a forward investment to create kind of like a, you know, just a constant stream of money. You can make these kind of supply chains if you want to build something specific. So for example, oh, I want to create a place that builds weapons, right? And so I make the whole chain that that provides me with all the materials that I need to create turrets, right? Well, the thing is, you don't really have to do it. It doesn't really feel like an integral part of the game. It makes sense for a sandbox, but Avorion has never really been a sandbox. At the end of the day, it basically says, hey, dude, go here. And I mean, that's always been a bit of a gripe for me, because I really want to play this thing like I would play, and I keep comparing these two games a lot, and I'm really sorry that I do, but Mount and Blade Warband, like just the original one, and they got it right. Like, I could make a nation of my own, or I can be a mercenary, or, you know, things like that. I hate the fact that, for better or for worse, all of this does not exist. All that exists is a beeline from my starting location towards the center of the galaxy. And the game is perfectly, quote, beatable, just like that. Docking feels so bad, unfortunately. Oh yes, constantly having to tell people, no, our main production sector is not under attack. I'm just trying to dock a station to my ship because I just keep bumping it into it and dealing like minuscule amounts of damage, and they are getting like, oh, the sector is under attack. It's like, no, it's not not under attack. It's just me being a klutz. Yeah. All right, ladies and gents, we are going to start creating a shippy. So I'm actually kind of curious now, have they changed the ship generation process in general? So let's actually quickly go to the shipyard. Let's build a ship. And, oh wow, this is a neatly lopsided ship. So this is a carrier. Still don't know why they give us a chance to build a carrier so early on in the game. What is this? This is a freighter. Alright, let's see the stats. There is nothing about this that is a freighter, so cargo hold 7 for a freighter is not really a lot. And a carrier for some reason has more cargo hold than that freighter. Huh, interesting. So, not doing modular parts. I will. As soon as I figure out what I want to build for this first episode. See, the thing is, and I'm just going to show you right now, when I start a new play session, as already said, the first thing I usually do is just delegate any sort of mining to something else. Like, I get it, like, mining is therapeutic and relaxing, but again, as already said, it does not make for a interesting session. So, what I would do is kind of do... I just realized, the ship type that I create in these things is basically a Chinese takeout dish. So take a look here. All this ship would need to do is to mount 2 of these mining lasers on it, right? So it's this big. So what I would usually do is like, I would make this whole block into an IR engine. Okay, so now it moves forward and back. That's really nice. Let's make sure we auto-assign the screw. Then we need to make sure that it actually is capable of stopping. So what I would usually do is just like, let's give it like a little bit of thrusters like that. Okay, it needs to stop a little bit better because, you know, why not? Let's place down tiny little inertia dampeners on it. And after that, just for the sake of making this a little bit more interesting to look at. Okay, so first of all, let's change the scale step just a little bit. And something like this. It's like, oop. Oink. And it, you can already see why I call it the Chinese takeout. Because it kind of looks like that takeout box. Okay, there we go. And let's just round out the corners as well. Because might as well. Boop. Boop. Forgot something over here. Let's not do that. Oop. Come on. You can do it. They did change something about this, I think they swapped out the control and shift a little bit. Usually it would be very easy to me, for me to just kind of have this thing adhere. Just take on the correct shape, but for some reason now it's not doing it. Well, kind of like this. Okay, let's do it manually, I guess. Okay, chat. And the chat is fine. And yeah, so this would be the first ship that I would make. There we go. This is the Chinese takeout ship. And, okay, so fun fact. Well, first of all, this thing is tiny. Secondly, they added the autopilot function, which, by the way, is amazing, because... Okay. Let's very quickly just save this design. So this ship costs 475 credits and, like, literally no iron. So if we start off on a normal difficulty setting, we would get, I think it was 4 mining turrets. So we would instantaneously be able to dish out 2 of these, so... Mining ship 2. I'll start with the main ship in just a moment. I just want to prove a point real quick. So let's apply the design. Let's make sure that the crew auto does a do. And okay, so these would, technically speaking, be the first 2 ships we make, right? For example. And the cool thing about them is that they don't have a captain, right? So it actually just tells us only available with a captain, but they do have the autopilot thing. And so that means that you can actually tell them to do specific things, and they're not smart enough to kind of queue it up, which, by the way, I would really love to have. Especially in combat, I would love to, like, hold down the shift key and say, okay, first I want you to attack this enemy, and then that enemy, and this enemy. And yeah, there we go. They operate just like, kind of like having a captain. And by the way, this was one of the ideas from before. It's like, if I wanted to, I could play the next playthrough fully through the navigation. So it's like, let's play Avorion, but an RTS. I am not sure how fun would that be in terms of fun watching it. I would say it's not really as visually stimulating when you're looking at these things from, you know, from a long distance. But yeah, that's one of the things. So, today, we are going to... Well, first of all, for those of you who are currently watching in the chat, keep asking questions, keep giving me suggestions, because this is something that we need to figure out during the session. It's like, what exactly are we going to do in the playthrough? So, currently the idea is that we either do this kind of single ship sort of thing, and the counter to that I did already explain, hopefully, why I don't think it's the best idea. After that, we have that migratory fleet, for example. You know, and stuff like that. So, today, we are going to make a shippy, and we're also going to make the modular parts for the shippy. And in order to do that, I need to figure out what exactly do I want to make first. And since this is going to be a ship for the Let's Play itself, I would say that let's make a mining ship for the iron sector, for the iron sectors. So, actual mining ship 1. Not the drones, but the actual mining ship. The only thing that I'm not exactly sure is how big and how massive we want it to be. Because that's always the question, right? You don't really need to overbuild these things, but it's definitely fun to do it. But only when you have infinite resources, when you actually have to start making them, then it starts being not as fun. Did my chat die? Is it really quiet in here? Yes, it is really quiet in here, but that's just one of the things about having a small YouTube channel, that I can talk to you and keep track of the channel, but at the same time, it does kind of get somewhat quiet at times. So, design-wise, how do we want to do this? Okay, so I said that iron sectors in general, for me, kind of sound like these very industrial, crude sort of things. So I want to make a ship that just basically screams industry, like dirty industry, like container transport or something along those lines. So we're going to make a iron/titanium sector ship that is capable of R mining. So it is going to have, let's say, 1,000. Let's make a small mining ship, like a 1,000 cargo mining ship. Can dock ships act as a ablative armor on the mothership? Could imagine docking a giant slab of armor on the front as some sort of ramming guard. See, that's the thing. That's the odd thing right now with docking. Back when it was just introduced, I actually thought that this would actually allow you to make these kind of super ships, in the sense that they would actually share resources. And so, for example, you would have a ship that only does generation, or you have a ship that is kind of like, you know, only responsible for weapons. And no, apparently that's not the case. That's not what they wanted to do. And considering they did put limitations in with the with this thing, with the system slot power thing, and the progression and the tech tree, I guess that's not something that they want to do just yet. Anyway, let us make a cargo bay. So what I'm thinking is we're going to make kind of like this. Okay, first of all, let's return back to 2.5. That's going to be just fine. And let's provide a central stem, just so I can kind of feel how big that thing is. Mesmerized by Spazzy. Don't worry about it. All is fine. And yeah, so, container transport. So my question is, how many cargo bays do I need in order to actually reach that 1,000 cargo space goal? Oh, well, apparently not a lot. Okay, that's already 1.85k, so I guess we don't need them that big. Obviously, it's because there's 2 of them. So, I'm going to remove that for just a moment. So that gives us kind of like that. Okay, that gives us basically 100 cargo space. That is going to be perfectly fine, actually. So, what I'm going to do now, well, let's just make a small arm block. So we're going to use this to actually connect the rest of it. And now let's make a cargo bay. It's kind of interesting to see how it changes its volume. Okay, 59. 84, 88, 93. I don't need it to be exactly 1,000, by the way, but it still feels nicer. Okay, that's gonna be our cargo. I kind of wonder if I want to make it into kind of like a barrel. The only problem with that is, I'm not exactly good. Okay, so here's the thing. The one thing about Avorion is that if you have done any amount of 3D modeling, things just make sense. Like, everything is just so much easier to understand. I have not really done a lot of 3D modeling, and even then, like, it's the usual thing with me. It's like, I get really, really into something, and then I just kind of drop it at some point. So, these parts are clearly just for the sake of decoration. Don't even worry about it. Like, if you actually can take a look over here, it still says that the torpedo space is 0. Yeah, by the way, one of the ideas that I had before is I kind of wanted to make life-sized... Oh, yeah, by the way, that is actually one of the things that I don't like about Avorion, because it's very hard to tell size. Like, there's no reference. There's no human beings visible anywhere, so it's really hard to actually tell how big is a ship. Oh, I should have just... Oh, I'm a dum-dum. See, this is what happens when I don't make ships for a while. If I'm going to make this thing into a module, I don't really have to build, build this thing for every single ship. For every single part, anyway. So there we go. So again, the whole point of modular parts in general is that you add a very easy way to provide detail to your ship. And now it's gonna do that again. Like, that is not how I want to do. Clicking the wrong thing, as usual. I really don't... Like, I don't know what exactly they changed in terms of the control, but it feels like it doesn't auto-snap in the way that I want it to be. I used to be very amazed, like, oh wow, this game knows exactly how I want to place this item. It's like, oh. Does Play-Doh count as a 3D modeling? Well, I mean, yeah, I guess. If you click on the eye on the left, you should see the option to show them. There's, like, the Space Needle, the Empire State, Mount Everest, and some others. Yeah, but, like, in the game environment. Like, there is a unfinished video that I guess I'm not even going to finish at this point, because I'm pretty sure the 2.0 is going to, come out by the time I actually make it. But one of the things I wanted to show is, like, one of the intros that I had for it was like, okay, this is a, this is an unassuming ship. And then I pan the camera to one side, and suddenly it's next to a station. It's like, oh, okay, it's a big shippy. It's not immediately understandable in the game world, like in the actual game world. I know the fact that just a moment. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the this thing. Yeah, there we go. The Leaning Tower of Pizza. There we go. Big. It's actually a big shippy. This container is massive. But this thing here does not exist in the actual game environment, so it's really hard for me to tell how, like, it's not that it's impossible to tell, it's more like it's hard to appreciate the size of these things. Okay, there we go. And I think I might as well just use it for the top as well. Like this. Okay, so something like that. Very easy, very simple. There are models of Big Ben and other Earth buildings, and they're just, you have to activate them. Yeah. But again, that's not the problem here. Okay, so we have our big boop. Let's actually save it right here. Very nice. Delete, paste. So I'm not actually going to stretch this, but instead I'm just going to... Okay, you know what? I was going to place them, you know, vertically, like this, and kind of make a row. No, dude, I want to make it into a kind of a sleek design. It's like, we don't even need this thing. Like, this is going to be the front of the ship. First of all, let's do this here. Let's make the grid size just a little bit bigger. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So show me all the stats, and we have a combined. Where is it? Hello? Cargo hold. It's almost there. I would say it's perfectly fine. I will resize the ship so it's actually just sitting at 1,000 cargo space. Oh, well, isn't that just a consequence of being in space? I had the same sort of issues with space engineers a few times until I actually landed on the target ship. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's always the problem in space. Like, space is big, and any structure in space that is visible, or any sort of thing that is in space and is visible, is always going to be absolutely ginormous because of it. Okay, so here's the idea. This is a container transport, but it's also in this kind of low-tech industrial environment. So what I want to kind of do here is I want to make sure that it has adequate protection. So I'm currently thinking from, you know, the people who build these things, from their perspective. And so, what do we do to protect ships like that? Well, we're going to install some iron framework and then add plates to it. So obviously this is probably way too early to actually do this, but I just want to see how it looks. So we're going to do it something like this. There we go. You know, I always found it kind of strange that all of these other places, like, say, the crew quarters, they have these additional, you know, modes. You know, these additional shapes. Use Big Ben as the nose of the ship. Oh, yes. Obviously. And then ram with it. Okay, so we're going to connect it. Oh, I did not... 25, 25, 25. How? How did we manage to screw this up already? Okay, I guess the other alternative would be to just place it all the way back. And apparently that's not gonna happen. Oops. We would need... like, we would need one more. You know what? Let's do it. Let's give us, like, one more. So, actual copy to clipboard. There we go. Boop. Oh. In before we're not going to be able to place it at the correct distance because it's on a... yeah. The distance between these two is completely different from these. And so, instead of the local snap, I would have to use the global snap instead. Something like this. No, it is still not the same. Oh. This is not perfect. Help. Oh wait, it's actually not centering. So wait. What about now? Is it centered? I can't tell. I guess one of the ways would be to just kind of... Let's measure the distance between these two. Well, yeah, obviously, it's not the same. Okay, whatever. We'll deal with it. We'll deal with it. I really wanted to have a middle one from which to kind of... Yeah, I know the grid size, but... It's not that big of a deal. Again, I will never say that I'm comfortable with this editor. I'm just glad that I can make something these days. Okay, first of all, let's go back to local snap. Yeah, let it have spaces. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, so what's the 775? Okay. Obviously, that is what we want. Okay, there we go. That is going to be perfectly fine. And now, against this, we are going to mount interesting things. Actually, you know what? I want to have the same thing. Do these count as a single item, I wonder? So if I mount it from here... Okay. That's a good start. There we go. Very good. Kind of. And now... So this is what I wanted to do. Oh, you tell me how jank this looks. And by the way, at this point, jankiness is actually what we're looking for. Look at this. No snap. Are you ready for this? Oh no, symmetry. We cannot have that. Oh, this is... I cannot tell if this looks good or not. Well, it looks... interesting. Now, obviously, this thing has literally no such thing as, Oh, what were those things called again? Having a bit of a Prescavoo moment here. Oh yes, integrity field generators, there we go. You know, this looks terrible, in a good way. Or maybe in a bad way, you tell me. OCD gone wild. Oh, I'm probably upsetting a lot of people right now. Like, if once they view this video later on. The thing is, I'm not even done yet. I still have the second, like the whole second side to go. See? Beautiful. No, this hurts my eyes, but it looks interesting, but no! And yeah, like that's kind of like the idea. It's like... And then we kind of add... You know, a few more plates. Oh man, can you imagine getting into a fight with this thing? Every single plate lost is going to result in a, oh, your ship has been broken. Yes. Oh, that looks terrible. And kind of like in a good way. It's certainly adding a lot of parts. And honestly, I will probably just kind of... Like, this is one of the things. I have enough time and enough patience. Like, I am a very patient person when it comes to job-related things. Like, you know, people saying, oh, data entry is boring. It's like, yeah, but it's so easy. It's just data entry. Like, where's the problem, right? I could do this. I just am very, very aware that this does not make for an interesting stream. It looks like it was put together in a junkyard, but looks good. I like the theme. Feels like a mining corp on a budget using makeshift armor. Honestly, I like how this is going. My builds look too sterile. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, one of the things about modular ship design is that I have this moment, like, when you make very large ships, where you are at the end of the game cycle, where you can just make these huge, like, oh, I need more trinium generators, like, let's just add these huge blocks to the ship. You know, you have the resources, you have the credits to do that, but you end up in these huge flat surfaces, and every single time, like, the bigger the ship goes, the more chunkier it becomes. It becomes more planar because you keep adding these huge parts. It's not like at the very start of the game where you're just adding every single time you have just a little bit more titanium. Yes, I can cover up the ship a little bit more, like add these tiny, intricate, tiny little parts. And yeah, that's one of the reasons why I really wanted to go with a modular ship design, because yes, obviously when you scale it up and down, you tend to make it bigger and larger, obviously, and you know, you do tend to lose some detail, but at the same time, it's still better than just having these, like, oh, triangles, right? Have you done any kind of maneuvering as yet? Like, the ship can't move, right? Make them different colors too. Yes. Yes, by the way, I will do that in just a moment. And no, not yet. Like, right now this is the front of the ship. Like, this is going to be the front itself. I'm thinking that kind of over here, overarching it, is going to be the captain's bridge and the crew quarters. And afterwards, after that, is going to be the kind of combined sort of thruster slash engine bay that is also going to provide us with the maneuverability. Because right now, like, this thing is not going to be big. Like, right now, hull size 2.5k, right? That's not a big ship. It's a shame you can't put the plates on a 40-degree angle. I mean, you can. That's the thing, though. You can. It's just that it would take someone much more, you know, better than me at this to... Okay, first of all, I very quickly need to go back to middle snap, like this, and oh, and just brain fart moment. Oh, how do I do this? Okay, I kind of need to make it like this. See, that's the thing, like, it becomes much easier when you do, like, someone who does modeling, they know how to make a slanted piece of, like, you would need this sort of thing. You know, like this. I don't think we do have a stuff like, but yeah, it's possible to make kind of like slanting armor. Small details with hologram panels and lights adds a lot. Oh yeah, definitely. What do you think about the restrictions on ship size in 2.0? I think it's rather limiting and makes the game unnecessarily grindy. I already, well, welcome to the stream, by the way. You missed me talking about that. There is one very specific reason why I think it's a good thing, in that I have made ships in the past. Since I delegate all of my resource, gathering to captain ships, like I don't have to worry about it, I often end up with a lot of iron and titanium at the very early games. Without that limitation, it is remarkably easy to make a ship that is too powerful. Like, I think that this whole thing kind of adds a little bit of a kind of pacing, like a limiting factor to it. I mean, my opinion on that can change over time, right? Like, once we go through the actual Let's Play, we will see if that's a good thing or not. But that is one of the reasons why I think it might, that's the keyword here, might be a good thing. But at the same time, I already mentioned this, for players who just come into the game and see this mechanic, they will say, oh, okay, so this is like a tech chart. Okay, many games have that. For us, who have been here and have played without it, yeah, it is most definitely, it feels like an artificial limitation because it is. It is there for the sake of pacing. And for us, who have played the game without it, it is never going to feel fine. It is never going to feel okay, because it is what it is. It's kind of like a timer. Okay, so that's one side of the ship done. So the question is, do we really want to do this whole thing for the second side, or do we just copy-paste it? What do you think? Doing it myself might be a little bit more, personalized, but remember we have these, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 beams. What do you think, guys? Do it manually or just copy-paste? That's why I went with a modular wing design with a placeholder frameworks. I do all my upgrading internally when I use block merging and to maximize it. Eliminates a lot of the external flat surfaces. Copy-paste. Okay, that's one for copy-paste. Copy, paste, and rotate it. Okay. Like, the last thing I want to do is make the live stream, boring. Okay. I would have to remove these things. There we go. Just like yoink yoink. There we go. Oh, I forgot to set the actual place that we're copy-pasting it from, rather where we're centering it on. Give me just a moment, it is here. Oh, did I misclick? Loop? Okay, there we go. Copy, paste, and resize. Well, I mean, it is kind of the same. Like, the problem is I cannot mirror it. That's the problem. Okay, you know what? I will make the center one. Actually, do we want the same thing in the center? You know what? I think the answer is no. Something like this. Uh-oh, this place is exposed. Better bolt on some plating over here. Yeah, this... I like this. And then they ran out. Oh man, I legitimately love how janky this looks. Like, this is something you would see out of a low-end civilian shipyard. Yeah, dude. But if you find a wormhole to, say, Trinium, you can't go there for a very long time, as you can't build a ship powerful enough to overcome that unless you grind for that building knowledge. Well, see, here's the thing. One of the reasons... Remember in my previous Let's Plays, I actually specifically tried to avoid using wormholes because it just catapulted me way too far into the game, and there was absolutely no challenge to, you know, survive there. It's like, oh no, the persecutors would come after you, but they are so easily avoidable, it doesn't really matter. So, again, I guess... I mean, I understand what the problem there is, it's just that the alternative is maybe kind of worse. Not really sure. Okay, and the bottom has to remain as it is, because they have to unload these things somehow, right? Okay. Well... I think the bottom would need to have, like, landing struts or something along those lines. You know what? Let it be. Let it be as it is right now. Okay, so... The deck plates look cool, but my OCD is screaming, yes! Oh, exactly. Okay, so, crew quarters. Let's make this thing... Okay, first of all, what we definitely want is our scale step is going to have to go up. And our grid size is going to have to go back to normal. Okay, no. Local snap. There we go. Okay. Okay, so how do we do? Right now I'm kind of... I'm trying to visualize it right now. Like, how do I want to see this? Okay. That looks kind of interesting. Okay, let's say that this thing is kind of like a observation deck. Something like this. There we go. This plate is in the way. Oh no. I have a stupid idea. Oh no. Oh no. Do you hate me? Do you hate me? Oh no. This looks terrible. A ship that size is never landing. Thanks for docking, probably, though. Yeah, see, here's the thing. I come from a game called Freelancer, and what they did when it comes to well, okay, they have mooring points for larger ships, but they had these, like, gravity, quote, pillows that larger ships would kind of rest on. So I would totally see... Okay, this thing is never going to enter any atmosphere, not without losing all of this, but, in a small, like, planetoid or something like that, I would totally see, like, as long as the gravity on a planetoid would be very small, you would only need, like, a gravity kind of pillow, a gravity cushion to set this thing down on. Bessie has always been a fan of being non-symmetrical. Oh yeah, obviously. If you ever see my face, you probably know that. You seem to like shipbuilding games. Have you heard about Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts? It's a shipbuilding and fighting game set from 18... I have heard about it, yeah. I'm actually pretty sure that YouTube did recommend me that thing for a while. I never really got into it because, like, one of the problems is that I don't really have a lot of free time these days, and, you know, having yet another game to worry about was not really a choice that I was ready to make. I think that might be interesting. I will take a look at it again, because it actually does sound interesting, but right now, the alternative game that I'm currently looking at, and I'm just waiting for them to actually fix the damn thing, would be Starbase, because their overall, like, ship creation engine is, beautiful. Wait, I want to try... Give me just a moment. I need to find... Okay, so, TLDR, you actually need to link up components in that game. So you have to use cables for power and, you know, tubes for transferring material. Give me just a moment. I am going to very quickly find one of my attempts. Like, I have no clue how to play the damn thing. And, yes, let me very quickly, where is paint? Yes, that is paint. Excuse me, I'm going to very quickly borrow this. There we go. Okay. Ladies and gents, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this masterpiece? Oh, when I showed this to my friend who plays this game, he said it looked like a PC, like a gaming PC from the early 2000s. Like, what is cable management? By the way, this is completely wrong, but I did not know better. But yeah, anyway. Give it a tiny internal support and it would look fine. Yes, yes, yes. Good man. Iron framework. Iron framework. Scale step small. Local snap, no snap. Yes. Beautiful. Sir, you just won. Oh, this is terrible. I love it. This is so jank. Beautiful. We're ready. Freelancer FT loved it now. How is X4, by the way? I keep listening about it. But, like, the diehard fans, from what I understand, they still say that Albion Prelude, or... No, sorry, Terran Conflict was the, quote, good one. There's, like, 3 different X3 ones, and apparently... I have all of them, honestly. It's just that again, it's just one of those moments, like, I have all the games, it's just that I don't have the time to actually sit down and play them. Okay, let's actually do something about this, this mess. First of all... Local snap, question mark? I think it was local. Okay, so E. Oh. There we go. Much better. What's the problem with Starbase right now? Starbase has entered its open quote beta, or was it alpha? Beta? Alpha? Correct me if I'm wrong. And right now, it has a lot of bugs that kind of end up with eating your ships, like eating your progress. And it stops being a problem once you hit a certain, a certain part of the game. But until then, it's a very, very frustrating experience for a new player. For those of you who have played it, one word, easy build. It's not easy. it is not in fact easy. Oh look, it's Mutt. Actually that's both Mutt and Adam in the chat right now. They have played this game with me on the multiplayer part. I still have that save, by the way. So, by the way, one of the ideas was in fact to do kind of like kind of multiplayer playthrough, but not exactly sure. Oop. There we go. That's interesting. Okay, so let's very quickly just finish up with these crew quarters. I don't want to make anything too amazing here. Let's just say that, okay, first of all, let's go back to our scale step being 25 before I break something. Yeah, this will do. And let's just quickly make it just a little bit more interesting to look at. Bloop bloop. Boink. Oop. A little bit too wide. Oh no. Oh no. Here comes the fun part. Oh. Oh, you did not. Oh, you did not. How? Why? Why would you do this? Starbase looks good, but it's still buggy. It's still an alpha. Yeah, it's alpha then. Starbase is also still being actively updated with new features, so making a ship now would be completely obsolete down the road. I mean, that's kind of the same for most games, really. So, you know, it's just how it do. Oh, this is gonna kill me. You know, forget about this. It's this. Please, come on. Can I make it like... Can I make it like 1.1? Oh. Oh, I can. Oh no, it's still not lined up. Stop. Yes, look at this. There's like a... There's the tiniest little mismatch. Oh. Burn it to hell, I hate it. What is this? It's a 2x2x2. What is wrong with you? What do you want from me? Oh. Okay, so, wait, it's 2x2. Okay, let's make it into a 2 then. Let's not upset someone. I love how jank this thing sometimes is. The fact that it does let you do something like that. Now, hopefully I fixed it. Close enough. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. Crisis averted. We cannot have not good-looking parts on our ships, can we? And again with this part, like in the previous game, it would know that I'm trying to place it somewhere there, and it would take that shape. I don't know, I still think they did something with it. I don't know what. Spazzy, dare to be stupid with this build. Oh. Oh, don't worry. The stupid part is still coming. Don't worry. Oh. This thing needs struts. This thing needs struts, my boys. Struts for days. Yeah. Perfect. This is not jank at all. I find the triangle, okay. I find with the triangles, it tries to do things based on the 90-degree with the, as the side that is attached to your crosshair. Oh, I mean, Adam would probably know, because he made the roundest friggin' ship I've seen. Adam, if you still have a screenshot of your ship somewhere, toss it into my Discord, I'll put it on the main screen, because people have to see the hive. It was brilliant. In a good way. Like in an actual good way. And just regular... You know what? Yeah. Just something like this. And it'll be perfectly fine. And you know what? Let's make it kind of hollow. Okay, there we go, 1. There we go, 2. And there's just stuff over there. Yeah. Well, this looks fine. We have room for 42 crew. Let's see if we actually... Mr. Krabs too stupid? No. My guys, my friends, we have not even started the Let's Play. We cannot have Mr. Krabs just yet. Well, I wouldn't trust that bridge during a high G turn pseudo-ejection pod. Okay, you know what? Point taken. Let's make it nice and secure. Okay, let's build it up to like 2. Okay, there we go. I hear you, dude. And I have to agree. And I'm the one who designed this damn thing. Oh. Oh dear. Okay. We're going to do that again. Oh, it just ever so overlaps. Okay, there we go. I know that's not exactly what you thought. Where's the center of this thing? Here? Oh no. It's not on a stable ground. We need to fix this quick. Oh. You know, it's actually kind of funny. One of the many ideas that I had about, you know, playthrough like this was to kind of make a Let's Play where the ship, like the ship design itself, it had to be a lot more kind of, you know, like this, like attention to tiny, stupid little details. It's... Okay, it's in my profile, saved as a friends only visibility. Adam, please just link it to my Discord. I literally cannot do anything right now. Okay, there we go. See? This is OSHA approved. Do we have OSHA in space? I mean, probably. Kind of. So my question is, does that thing go down like this? Yeah. Oh no, it's not touching again. Quick, we need to lengthen this part. Eh? Come on. I know you're there. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. See? That's much better. I'm trying, but I have to do a bunch of things. Okay. I understand. Okay, ladies and gents. That's it. That's our shippy. Now we just need to make it actually move. Okay, how do I want to do these engines? Okay, first things first, scale step needs to go back. Preferably something that is dividable by 5. Local grid size is fine. Actually, no. For a moment there, I want to see it middle snap. Okay. The frame makes sense for a mining ship, like a roll cage against asteroid strikes. Oh, yeah. Oh, how did I... These aren't supposed to be there. Oh, no. Before I do that... let's fully envelop it. Okay, this might take a moment. Here we go. Okay, there you go. Right? Are you ready for this? Yeah, boy. Slanted surfaces, man. Oh no. Oh no. I slanted my way into failure. Okay, is this better? Is this better? Okay. Good. Just bend around. Just bend around, don't worry. Don't worry, guys. Is this good? Oh dear. That was a 0.2, right? 1.2. Boop. There we go. Oh no. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and it has to go like down as well. Yeah, just a little bit. Oh, come on. Yeah, there we go. There we go. It's posted in chat. Oh. The PNG is small though. Keep it checking. Don't worry guys, the climbing rack the climbing rack will save us. Oh no. Okay, where is it? Just a moment, guys. Ah, yeah. Adam. What is this? It's so small. Oh, Adam, it's so small. That's what she said. Adam, you could... I'm not even going to link that. Dude, you could do better. Alright, don't worry about it. Alright. Time for propellant. As I already said, let's go for the iron engine, scale step back to 1. And, So there's plenty of ways to do this. I think that considering we are entering our 1.5 hour mark, I will have to keep this slightly simple. Kinda like this. Oh, here comes the fun part. Okay. So, I'm thinking something like this, but we need to cut the scale step back a little bit. I know, it's the base game. I hope that you might have an actual screenshot from the server. But that's understandable, dude. Don't worry about it. Okay, there we go. So that's the integrated thrusters. Actually, Yeah, don't worry about it. This will all make sense in just a moment. Maybe. Oh yeah. Chunky. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Okay. Wrap the whole ship in beams. Yes, kind of, but no. Again, kind of, but no. Okay, you see all this stupidity? Oh, well, you have not seen anything yet. Okay, is this the thing? I can't tell. Okay, don't question it. It all gets better, and so much worse. It all gets better, and so much worse. Like, this is one of those moments where I have absolutely no clue what I'm doing right now. And this will be perfectly fine in just a moment. I promise this will make sense in just a moment. It will not. It will not make any sense. Okay. Beautiful. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this. You know, in the previous episodes, when I place these things, obviously I'm just using these just for the sake of decoration, right? I somehow still ended up with quite a bit of storage space. Okay, so are you ready for this stupidity? Framework. Okay. It's just a framework. Don't worry about it. There's nothing wrong with this just yet. And now starts the fun, guys. Middle! No snap! Let's go. There is nothing wrong with this. Beautiful. This thing looks so industrial. I have an idea. Make your ships more futuristic and slick as you progress through the Modular. Yes, and one of the ideas that I had for the Let's Play, by the way, is that we have to create a completely new set of designs, like, you know, these modular designs, for every single new ship. For, every single new material. Okay, boys. She is ready. Now comes the fun part. We are going to just resize it a little bit. Okay, first of all, I'm going to save it, you know, just in case. Middle snap. And there we go. Modular ship design. This is Jerry the Junker's dream ship. Yes! Oh, man. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, so we have come to the point where we are going to start encountering some of the game's current kind of limitations. Okay, no, sorry. Just a moment, please. I want this thing... keep an eye on this. I want it to be as big as the ship. Okay, there we go. I don't want it to be, like, overly exaggerated wider or smaller. Okay, something like this. Oh, obviously. Wait, guys. We cannot leave that engine open like that. Nope. We have to protect the engine. Ah, yes, 40... Well, it's always the thing. Like, 40% of any ship is the, you know, the generation unit and the engine itself. That's just how it do. Girls gotta move somehow. Okay, let's see how much of this can I just kind of copy-paste. Kind of like this. Okay, so I'm kind of wondering from where can I start it? You know, I'm kind of wondering, maybe these parts of the ship need to be slightly embiggened? So, for example, kind of like that. Oh, no. Well, let's keep it original. And by original, I mean let's originate it from here. Oh dear. All is fine. Make peace with it and move on. Don't worry. We are almost done. Kind of. Oop. Oh dear. Direction. This is perfectly fine. Do not even try to question it. Okay, this was a 2x2, right? You know, the longer I do this, the more I understand I will want to cover the bottom. It just... It is how it is. Oh, what? Wait, did I just... Is it a... Oh, I elongated it. No. Just a moment. There we go. We cannot elongate the nugget. It has to be nice and perfect. I keep having to do that. Oop. Yes, professional. Oh, this is... It needs walkways from the bedrooms to the engines. Yes! You know, this is your fault. This is all your fault. Okay, so, let's go for local snap. It's kind of like this, right? Like this. And kind of like that. So it doesn't really make sense if I place it over there. Also, it's not really centered. Yeah, there we go. Just make sure we connect every single one Yeah, see, that makes sense. That's perfectly fine. And over here, we are going to make it very simple. Because, yes, I do realize that this episode is starting to go into the thing. Yeah, this will be fine. Yeah. That's convenient. So question mark, is that actually kind of almost lined up? Oh, well, it's lined up just enough. Literally just enough for it to be a thing. Okay, so, sorry, not the grid size, not the grid size. Do not touch the grid size. It was a 2.0. There we go, and boosh. Okay, you know what? I'm going to call that good enough. He said, as he notices that it's not good enough. Okay, there we go. One more over here. One more over there. And one more kind of like here. Okay, I think that's good. I'm happy to take the blame. How about a fixture that looks like a crane arm near the front? I think that's probably going to be... I think, I'm kind of wondering... I think we'll have to test this in a moment. But I think that's where the turret kind of mounts are gonna go. Okay, let's find a turret mount. Iron dock, no. An assembly gyro, right? No. Inertia dampener, we will need those. So acceleration currently is not as good as as I would like it to be. Actually, let's place it right now. Somewhere over here, there we go. And for now, let's just cover it in torpedoes. And that's perfectly fine. There we go. Yeah, good enough. Okay, so, actually, as I was starting to say, before I was distracted by nonsense, we have reached that point. Not only our required energy is way out, we have completely destroyed the standard 500 megawatt source of energy, but also we don't have enough for a hyperspace jump. So, when we're saying that, this thing is eating energy. Okay, so at the very start of this episode, I said that you can actually build a ship completely out of iron without ever having to touch the energy generators from here. And I said I don't do that simply because it's jankalicious. And there is a reason for it. So, ladies and gents, this is how you do it. So first of all, let's go for middle snap, just to make things a little bit more easier. Let's place these solar panels. Let's make them large enough. Here's one. And just watch the generated energy climb. Like, if you can make this out of a, like, as a standard design, by the way. See, this is what I said, like, it is possible to do, it's just that it is kind of janky, and the second, like, this is obviously not how solar panels work. They overlap. you know, like, you can, but at what cost? This looks terrible. This actually looks terrible. But you can. That's the main thing. You can. You can make a... I swear to God, I made a 1.3 million hit point ship in Avorion 2.0 with this kind of thing, and it was all iron. It was stupid. There's just solar panels on the bottom. Yeah, obviously this is not how we're gonna leave it. So let's view all blocks. Where is it? Solar panel. Just no. This is not how we do. At this point, we will have generators. Both generators and also the okay, there we go. So about that. I think we're going to place it somewhere here. First of all, scale step needs to go back. Yeah. Solar sail in a crumpled up position, yeah, basically. Now then, I'm kind of wondering where we want to place the reactor, because something tells me it has to be somewhere like here. Yeah, something like this. But obviously our hyperspace jump energy is not big enough, so we actually need to place it down. By the way, the whole jump drive energy, by the way, is one of the like, I'm pretty sure they only added it just so to give any reason to have the energy containers. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm pretty sure that is literally the only reason why they exist right now. And honestly, I really don't know where to put this thing. It's like, oh, maybe here? Just a part of the ships? Sure, why not? There we go. Hyperspace 34. 25. Well, I guess let's keep adding it until it goes away. 34.88. I think this should be fine. Okay. I'm going to very quickly cover these things in armor just in case. Like, just in case we keep this design. Just in case. It's funny how you cannot cover that part for some reason. Okay, so let's take a look. It's currently in the yellow. The reactor can help keep the crewmen calm. Yes, obviously. I mean, this thing handles perfectly fine. So right now it just does not have any crew. Oh wow, the strafe is amazing on this thing. Holy hell. Like, dude. Strafing. I'm pretty sure that, like, stopping with this thing is not ever going to be a problem. I will do something about the backside, don't worry, by the way. Oh, a smuggler. Yes, sure. We'll probably want some of these. Like 20 of them, maybe? And here we go. Okay. I think that's it for the most part. I mean, see, here's the thing. I will very quickly just deal with this because we started off with the top like that. We might as well just have the bottom as well. Maybe not as detailed. Okay, first of all... There we go. First of all, no snap. And just like before. Large chunks first. Smaller ones. There we go. Larger ones here and there, just to connect two or longer pieces. And one here. Yep, there we go. Look, World War II ships, the crew literally lived around under parts of giant turrets. Crew health, comfort, and safety are afterthoughts in ship designs. Oh no. This is gonna be perfectly fine. Okay. Well, these beams are gonna be melted by the exhaust from this, so let's just pretend that it's not there. You know. See? There's no engine here. Don't worry about it. The engine is here. Well, apparently the engine's not going to be there. You know what? This thing I think this thing calls for a shroud. And it's probably going to be very familiar to anyone. Okay. We do want middle snap this time around. Okay, so I am sure that everyone probably already has seen this this type of snap before. Sorry, not snap, but rather this kind of engine shroud. Okay, 1 meter. 1 meter. Okay, so that's the engine. You know, considering how many times I've made this thing, you would think that I would actually stop making stupid mistakes like that, but nope. Nope, not at all. Not at all. There we go. Again, the only purpose of a shroud is to basically make the engine a little bit more interesting to look at. So we're gonna have a iron arm. See, I'm pretty sure they changed something because it didn't used to be like that. Like, the game is really bad at guessing what I wanted to do these days. It used to be better, and I'm not exactly sure what they changed about it. Okay, so now we just need a place to connect to. I'm going to use local snap for that. All we have to do is make sure this thing is flush with this part, and that's it. Okay, there we go. So as long as you can use this as the century, that's perfectly fine. And now we place this as the glow. There we go, that's our engine flare. And all we have to do now is just add the, They're not centered, oh no. They're still not centered. Okay, this is gonna be okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Well, I think we'll do without that. Okay, let's very quickly just save this as a shroud. There we go. Wrap it in paper, it'll be fine. Okay, now we can go back to Metal Snap. Okay, ladies and gents, I do believe this is almost done. You know what? We can do without this. Okay, there we go. Ladies and gents, I do believe that's it. This is a shippy. The only thing we have to do now... The goal of ship design is to get the important bits in and then squeeze the crew in around that junk. Yep. Basically that, dude. Okay, Iron Turn base. So, quick question, how big is this thing? Size 0.5, so that's a 0.5 turret base that we need. Let's just adjust the scale step to 0.5. And yeah, basically, that is how big the bases need to be. Although I do want to make them smaller. Okay, there we go. Middle snap. Sorry, not middle snap. Local snap. There we go. 1. 2. 3. Oh no. It's not doing the do. Oh, there we go. 5. Okay, I think that is gonna be perfectly fine. Is it Kakara? It's going to be our mining turret, so, actually, we'll have to test that. So where do our mining turrets appear? Somewhere here? Post in chat. Teleport, syndromes. 351, -123. So the only reason why I did that, by the way, is so I can use the construction mode thing and just go just like that. Just like don't worry about it. We're almost done, by the way. We're hitting the 2-hour mark, and this thing's almost gonna be done. I think that we made a pretty detailed ship. Like, it... Thank you. Bye. Okay, actual mining ship. Yes, there we go. Alright, there we go. So, our mining turret. There we go. So, standard R mining laser. It's an iron one. It is going to fit this place perfectly. Doop, doop. Ah, yes. See, we are gonna fix that real quick. Let's just give me systems. That's one of the things we actually do want to make sure that it is actually possible, by the way, and this ship will need more, more systems. So let's actually make sure that this energy is, you know, adequate for the ship itself. So first things first, arbitrary turrets? No, we want the unarmed. So, oh yeah, there we go. Boom. Energy capacity, no, that's not the one. See, that's the thing, like, I will gladly use some of these as a crutch, because I know for a fact that this is, like, recharge energy is like, eep, bloop, much better. But I do want to say, energy, there we go. So what do we have? We will obviously need one of these things, by the way. But that's not what I'm looking for right now. Let's go. Generator. Let's see. Generated energy, plus 29%, plus... Like, yeah, obviously we are not gonna get that immediately, right? But, you know, for the purpose of this thing, sure, why not? Oh no, we lacked literally one turret. Okay. This is perfectly fine. Alright. That's a distinctive looking ship. Yes, yes it is. Okay, my friend. Please, go do the mine. Like, let's see how easy it is. And just like that. There she be. Oh yeah, oh no, it actually did that. In my previous plays on 2.0, sometimes the ships kind of stop registering small chunks like that. Oh yeah, guys, I think this thing is going to be perfectly fine. Hey there, Warzone. Oh, you just caught me right as I was about to end. But hey, this is you caught the exact end of this monstrosity. I do think that this is a nice looking ship. And the funny thing is, oh yeah, by the way, thank you for finally making it possible for me to actually be inside a ship, and it's still being able to do whatever it is that it's designed to do. So I can actually just follow it around and see, like, if it is encountering any problems or something. Oh, yep, autopilot is perfectly adequate that way. Alright, ladies and gents, we are in fact done. Oh, I just double pasted the shroud, didn't I? Let's fix that. It's not. Oh dear. Save current design. Oh, it's gonna do that. But yeah, look at this. 2,000 titanium, 15,000 iron, 51 credits minus obviously all the crew and everything else. And it's a 5-subsystem ship, by the way. So this is going to be the perfect starting mining ship because we physically don't have, you know, more slots than that. And at the end of the day, it has... Okay, it has slightly less cargo hold than 1,000. I think we should be able to actually do something about it. Just like, give me just a moment. 23. Cargo hold. Rules of the trade. Don't worry about it. 865. Just a little bit more. Oop. 927. As long as we don't hit the 6 thing. 960. And 994. Oh, good enough. Nah, let's break it. One more. Oh, come on. One more. What are you doing? Up. There you go. 1.03. Beautiful. Part of the journey is the end. Would be cool to have a replicator station that allows you to duplicate a system weapon of your choice, provided you have the money and resources and the time if you want to add craft timers. I mean, you can already do that. You can turn existing items like turrets into blueprints. You can already do that. It's just that I never found it to be useful because at no point in time you have the chance to actually stop and, you know, enjoy the game. You always kind of move forward and you know that, oh, this is an amazing weapon. Oh, wait, it's going to be completely obsolete in like 30 minutes in. And, you know, it's just one of those things about Avorion. Now, I'm going to spare you the fun of having watch me paint these things in different shades of brown. But yeah, this is our tiny little mining ship. Tiny little mining ship. Anyway, creative mode, add crew, there we go, everything's fine. And, yeah. I mean, it instantly, okay, actually, this is something I want to test. So right now, this ship is not saying that... Okay, so it's currently saying that it is kind of nearing the hyperspace jump energy limit. Let's actually see if that's the case. Upload it to the workshop, she's a winner. I will. Alright. Okay. You guys ready? Like, Charging my engine. Oh, dude, it had like... Dude, at least a third was left. At least a third was left. This is perfectly fine. I think what it's saying, with the yellow, by the way, is that by the time this thing subsides, like by the time this runs out, you don't have enough energy to jump again. That's why it's in the yellow, that's why it's warning you. So this thing is not as fast as it could be, basically. But that's perfectly fine. Alright, ladies and gents, thanks for coming to this little impromptu live stream. I'm really sorry that I kind of ended up advertising it a little bit too late. But apart from that, 2 hours and a shippy. Pretty shippy. It is going to most likely need a little bit more generation units on it. It's probably going to go here in the center, like between the ships, cargo bays or something. But apart from that, I'm perfectly happy with it. Like, this is one of the most, like, nuanced and detailed ships that I've made in the, you know, recent times, and I really dig this kind of plate sort of thing that we have over here. By the way, what was the design philosophy behind the ship? Is just Junker inspired? Well, yeah, basically that. Like, so if you missed it, the whole idea would be that in the upcoming playthrough, we are going to kind of have modular ship design, yes, but we are going to recreate a completely new set of these modules every single time we hit a new material. So iron and titanium is going to be one. Once we hit what's his face, the neonite, we have to recreate it completely new. So I decided to started the quote bottom of the barrel, like dirty industrial sort of thing, and that's basically what's happening over here with this thing. I think that the least detailed part is most likely this crew compartment. It could have been better, and I think I might want to redesign it over time. It needs some lights. Definitely needs some lights. But apart from that, I'm perfectly fine with how it looks. Like, for a ship its size, it's like, it's barely 10k hit points. I think it'll be fine. This is a good starting ship. This is a, you know, I will gladly take your suggestions for its name in the first episode. But yeah, for now, I think this is where we're gonna leave off. Unless anyone has any other questions, I'm going to end the stream now. I'm gonna remain in the chat for a bit, answer them. Oh, and my back is killing me. Owie. Alright, ladies and gents, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.